Brookvale, it is Manly. Players like Jeff Tuvey who have it on their minds to produce a big game as they go into this one, still minus their test stars. It is a formidable backline though. Ridge, Hancock, Ronson, O'Connor the captain, Stokes, Lyons, Tuvey, Cunningham, White, Jones, Hosking, O'Donnell, Bourne, the coach, the honorary Queenslander, Graham Lowe. Also for Western Suburbs, they will be missing some test men, players like David Gillespie. And the Magpies know that they just cannot afford now to put together another loss after that match last weekend against North Sydney. A strong forward pack here for Westoe lining up against Manly. It's Devine starting off in the back. Simons, Farah, Casado, Ainscough, Liddon, Taylor, Wynne, Rawlings, Blair, Jackson, Flanagan and Britt. The coach, Warren Ryan. Now for this vital one here at the Brookvale Oval, I'll be joined sideline by Billy Anderson. And in the box with me, Wayne Junior Pearce.
Michael O'Connor will be looking for a big one today, especially lining up against an old New South Wales State of Origin teammate in Andrew Farah. But this Manly side will look to some strength in the forwards to hold the middle, to give their back line the open spaces that they need to really do the damage. The captain, O'Connor, brilliant with the ball if given the chance. And that's the man that he will be looking to beat. Andrew Farah, captain of the Magpies, for this vital one for Western Suburbs and their chances. In 1991, they aim to be black and deadly. Only time now will tell. This year they've met in round 3 of the Winfield Cup, and Manly got home 8-4. Again, it was that man Matthew Ridge kicking the goals. In tremendous form, both sides. The big improver this year, especially Western Suburbs, on 22 points at this stage last year, only on 11. 305-4 for Manly, 310 for West. The defences also pretty close. Graham Annesley is in charge of this match of the round. And also surfacing just in time for the kickoff, the Australian Navy. A little bit late, but doing their best to try and find some seats here at Brookvale. Taylor gets us underway. The ball just holding up a bit with the breeze. Matthew Ridge with the first touch of the game. Cliff Lyons. Just short of the 22, Manly. O'Donnell to dummy half. What about that breeze here, Bill, in the first half?
It's swirling around, Graham. It's a little bit in favour of Manly, but since I've been sitting here, which has been for about half an hour, it's changed direction a number of times, so the players and the coaches will keep their eye on it.
Some strong defence on White. Farah making the ball come free for Western Suburbs. The Magpies onto the attack. Darren Britt with a strong surge to the 22. Flanagan to dummy half. Taylor looking for runners. Jackson beats a tackle of Lyons, who tried to climb high. Taylor. Liddon on the fringe. They did the damage against Norths. Casado was backing up there right in front of the Manly goalmouth. Chance here for the Magpies out wide. Wynne, quick hands, not a good ball. Back into the arms of Wynne. Ball knocked forward. A good ball out for Western Suburbs, and there was a chance of a try. They had them struggling. They had some numbers there, but they couldn't get some clean ball. Original knock on going against Ainscough. Not a good pass from Wynne.
And in the lead up to this match, Graham, plenty of talk about the Manly attack and plenty of talk about the Western Suburbs defence. But when you look at it, Western Suburbs have scored more points than Manly so far this year, so they can attack. And as we saw there, they can attack from the very start of a match.
Is it the case of the Western Suburbs forwards in this one against the Manly backs?
Very much so. I mean, Manly have got a definite edge out wide, and I'm sure Warren Ryan has instructed Jason Liddon to give Cliff Lyons no room to move, because if Cliff Lyons functions, then Manly perform, and they're a dangerous attacking unit with room to move.
Tuvey plays it. His clash with Taylor will also be a highlight here. Hosking with a strong run. Getting away a good ball. No, it's forward, says Annesley. Good support play it was from Ronson, but the pass maybe just a little bit late.
Yeah, it was a good half break there. Definitely a forward pass. There wasn't much in it, but it was definitely a forward pass. A good decision.
You talk about clashes. What about the clash of the two goal kickers, Ridge and Taylor?
Yeah, that's going to also tell a story. I'm sure both coaches would have said what, Bill?
Well, I think what they'll be most concerned about, Graeme, is not making mistakes, because this is going to be a game where both teams can capitalise, I think, with the players they've got. Manly certainly with their pace out wide, but Western Suburbs with their guile around the halfbacks. Taylor, of course, and Liddon, they've been combining so well all year.
And no doubt they would also have been warning them about that. Ridge and Taylor, no penalties in the kicking zone. Now, Western Suburbs. Taylor. Liddon was wide, running decoy for win. Out to Farah, good tackle from Ridge. It's on the last. Western Suburbs looking for the early tries. Blair, taken by Ridge, wrapped up on the last, a handover. So twice now Manly in the opening moments have scrambled.
And the danger man there for Manly was Graeme Wynn on the edge of the ruck. He runs extremely well off Jason Taylor's passes, ran into a gap, and it almost resulted in a try.
The danger signs are already there. It was Liddon and Taylor that did the trick against North Sydney. And that occasion, Liddon was the decoy. They fell for him. Wynn remained unmarked.
I've got to mention, too, there would have been some groans from the Canterbury connection at Western Suburbs this year when Andrew Farah was announced as captain. He captained the Bulldogs 7 times for 7 losses.
Well, he gets a chance to turn it around. Casado penalised now as Manly. Yet to ease the pressure. Ridge sends it to 40 metres out. Hosking. Straight into the line, trying to get it to halfway. Earlier today in the President's Cup, it was Western Suburbs 22-10 over Manly. And the reserve grade here at Manly, coached by Maxi Crilly, still remains without any Winfield Cup points. 34-26 they went down.
Just not playing with luck, Graeme.
Team out of luck. They had their chance to win it today. Now it's Ridge, who again puts Manly into a good position. Tuvey running as a decoy for a blindside, and Hosking O'Donnell. O'Donnell gets it away to Jones, and it might have been Western Suburbs who threatened. But with their first chance down the other end, it is the Sea Eagles who opened them up on a blindside.
Yeah, this was a switcher play here. Western Suburbs didn't move up on the blind side anywhere near as quickly as we... And the MMI replay here shows that pass between O'Donnell and Jones marginally forward, in my opinion, but nevertheless, Jones did extremely well. A good left foot step to go over and improve his position.
Football's all about taking your chances, and here Manly show what that's all about. Western Suburbs blew a couple, but a well-rehearsed move here by the Sea Eagles resulted in Jones getting the ball, blasting into a hole and going round to improve his position.
Good stepping from the policeman here at Manly, John Jones, to grab his second try in 91. Now some running repairs for Jeff Tuvey. Some strapping around the shoulder and chest area.
Yeah, he's had problems in that shoulder injury for a few weeks.
52 from 63 for Matthew Ridge this year. Just near the posts. He sends it down again for 2 more. And Manly with the perfect start against West in the MMI Big Game. Taken by Cameron Blair and also Jackson. Hosking looking for all the early work. Manly have 7 wins at home out of 9 attempts. Now, Hosking will be penalised. The Manly crowd thinking the penalty was going their way. I was going to say West have won 5 out of 7 away from their home territory. Chance at 2 here, and Annesley catching out Hosking, saying that he was the one doing the holding down and not Wynn. Just outside the 22 from Taylor, another impressive record this year. 59 from 77 for this young man, kicking into a slight breeze. Nice confidence for him and Western Suburbs. The Magpies on the board. It is 6-2. Great supporters from the Western Suburbs club who have travelled from out west at Campbelltown to the North Shore. Jones, the try scorer for Manly. Today he gets them underway with the kickoff. Deep to the in goal. Devine getting it to Simons. Trying to work it away from the 22. Australian coach Bobby Fulton with former Test star from the Manly club, Terry Randall. Across the ruck goes Jackson. Still going strongly. Great ball back for Simons. He coughs it up. It'll be an advantage and possession for Ridge. He was nearly through, Simons.
But that break made by Steve Jackson is remarkably mobile for a man of his size. And invariably, when he hits the defensive line, as we can see here, he has the ability to free his arms and offload, and was good backing up by Simons, but an equally good tackle from Jeff Tuvey here, who, in the process of making the tackle, dislodged the ball.
Cunningham. O'Connor. The quick hands to Lyons.
Hold it. We're going to see a lot of that today, Graham. Changes of direction across the ruck by Manly on Western Suburbs, because Western Suburbs move up very, very quickly on the open side of the field, but they are a little bit suspect on the blind side. So watch for a lot of shifts of play from Tuvey and Lyons in particular.
Ainscough. Just a hint there from Manly that on late in the tackle count, they might be looking to run it against Western Suburbs, who might have wingers dropping back.
Yeah, they've done that on a number of occasions this year, and it's resulted in a lot of breaks. So, as you pointed out, because the wingers tend to drop back for the last tackle, and they can quite easily get an overlap.
Rawlings playing it right on halfway for Blair, who had a powerful second half against North Sydney when he came on last week. Litton over the advantage line strongly.
Yeah, he's another player in form, but Cameron Blair's missed 11 weeks of football this year with stress fractures, and he's back with a vengeance.
Midfield bomb. West trying to get under it. It comes up into the arms of Stokes, who's clear. He will get away from Britt. Can he beat Devine? Yes. Now Britt. Great chasing from the big front rower to hang around and save the situation. But now they open up Manly. Big back line. O'Donnell trying to get it wide. Not cleanly. Now it sits up for O'Connor. Stepping. Back to Ridge. Losing territory. Good defence from West.
Yeah, that was good cover defence there from Western Suburbs. They were at 6s and 7s, but they stuck to their job and well, virtually put an end to this movement, but it's still on.
Ronson. Straight into the arms of Graeme Wynn.
An example there of Manly at their best and Manly at their worst. They took the ball 60 metres in 3 play the balls, then coughed it up.
From side to side, and they lost their chance. West come back with a penalty. Hosking has had something to say now. Bill was mentioning about the goal-kicking performances of both these players in this match. Taylor for Western, Ridge for Manly. This extra 10 metres from what wasn't a chance at goal all of a sudden is. O'Connor says to Hosking, forget all about it, because now Taylor's got a chance at 2. Hosking finishing off over the top. He was penalised for not letting him up. And then he had a complete mouthful of words. 100% today so far. Warren Ryan still sending out some instructions to the sideline from high in the stands. One hand on the walkie-talkie, that coach, and the eyes on Taylor trying to get 2. Not a problem, says Jason Taylor. And they get a little closer, West. It is 6-4. Reminder that our MMI Big Game will continue now to the end of the season with a 2-hour coverage right through the semi-finals and, of course, right through the grand final day itself. You'll be entertained throughout on 10 Sport. Jones, and a reminder also about the vital one for Canberra coming up tonight after this one, lining up against the Broncos. Bourne to the other side of the line. He needed support. Now that was a definite penalty. O'Donnell was in front of Lyons, and he just handed it to him. Quite remarkable.
Yeah, Cliff Lyons here somewhat disorientated. He turned around and gave the ball to David O'Donnell. As we can quite clearly see, he was in an offside position. Because O'Donnell was in an offside position, it's not just a scrum, it's actually a penalty.
Right pass, wrong half. Would have been all right in the second.
They're running the other way.
A bit like pass the parcel, wasn't it?
Flanagan to Taylor. Farah. West just have the penalties. That ball looks forward. They switch it back. Taylor cleverly to win.
Yeah, they're very good plays that West have got. They're those sort of block plays. They're half shepherds where they miss players and throw it to other players coming into holes, but they're very well constructed moves.
Taylor now to Blair as they work away again on the fringe of those rucks. They haven't been here for a while. It's the last. Taylor out wide. Simons to the line. I think he got it down. Annesley nods the approval of the in-goal judge and the touch judge. The crowd don't like it. The West supporters love it. The Manly fans unhappy here, but they kept it travelling. On the MMI replay, out it comes. Simon standing. Devine, does he get it down? I'm not sure.
Well, on that replay there, Graham, it was a tough angle to pick up from. This will be even harder, but nevertheless, they kept the ball alive. It was good work here from Simons. He stood in the tackle. Devine doubled around. We can't possibly tell from that angle, although it did look like he jolted the ball down.
There it is. Let's have a look at it a third time round, and I think it is a try.
This would be a tremendous goal with so much breeze around. Only just unsuccessful. It is 8-6 though as West grab the lead. Here is this try again. Now, just getting it down there, I'm not quite so sure.
I've got to disagree with you, Graham. I think he exerted downward pressure on the ball, which is all you have to do. Whether it pops up afterwards, it doesn't matter.
That's the way I saw it, Wayne. I don't think he had it under control, but he did have contact with it.
Manly get it down. To the in goal to be brought back by Devine. Win. Tremendously important try, Bill, going into the breeze.
Yeah, very important try. Just the lift. He opened the door for Western Suburbs and just the lift they needed, because in the second half, this wind has picked up a little bit and their kicking game will come to the fore.
Sada turning out of 2 and 3 tackles. Britt gets it back to Liddon. The handling error is just against Manly. Taylor kicking on the last. Bouncing away from Ridge. Stay away from the 10 metres, Andrew Farrer is told. As captain also, he goes over to ask the question. A decision he doesn't agree with.
I can't understand, Graham, why players who are chasing a kick through want to try and creep inside the 10 metres just for the sake of gaining an extra foot or metre on the player who's running the ball back. It's much better to stay back even 12, 15 metres to avoid that penalty, which is always going to happen.
Well, it's cost them nearly 30 or 40.
Exactly.
Now Jones. And it comes to Hosking. They've worked this move a couple of times as they go across lines. Now cleverly to O'Connor. Manly will play it just outside the 22 as they go to the last tackle. Lyons shaped to put up a bomb. Now he puts it up. Do they get there in time? Devine loses it. He's ruled him offside. He's ruled Cunningham in front of the kicker. So a couple of tough calls being made. Cunningham checking the situation there, believing he was onside. That replay doesn't quite tell the story. Now, could have been a try on the end of that.
But Devine seemed preoccupied with seeing whether his foot was in goal or not. I mean, he took his eyes off the ball.
Casado heading it up, and as West do. And see if this long shot gives us an idea he's offside. So a good call from Annesley. I think he was barking out to him, even in the run of play there, to stay out of it. And 3 tackles, they get back out near halfway. 8-6 they lead West. Rawlings. Taylor positioning himself quite easily to put this one over O'Connor's head. He's dropped back with Hancock and also Ridge. Stepping Liddon. Now looking to Hancock. No chance at all. Now they zero in. The shadows lengthening here at Brookvale. On a bright sunny afternoon. White to Turvey, took it well. It was passed fairly hard around his knees. Now Ronson.
Manly running very much 1 out 2 in the forwards. There's not much support at all, as we can see Vaughan here going 1 out. They really need a bit more support to try and capitalise on any opportunities that may eventuate.
Lyons to Hosking. Finished off. The third man in was Blair, who punished him around the ribs. Ridge kicking long and looking for the sideline, but it breaks back the other way. Devine taken by Hancock. Simons easily allowed to go 10 and 12 metres before being touched. Rawlings. Impressive start from Manly, but the last 20 of the first half somewhat disappointing. Now Blair.
You can see Blair struggling to get to his feet. Western Suburbs obviously under instructions to play the ball quickly and try and get Manly backpedaling.
Now, Lyons is claiming that he had control of the ball before it was taken out of his hands. Did he or didn't he? Which way does he rule the knock on against? He's going to go against Lyons. Graeme Wynn breaking from lock. Turvey showed him the sideline. He had to flick it back in to Ainscough. Devine to Casado. A little bit of a dance to try and get away from Lyons. Rawlings. There's some luxury there for West in the forwards. Just watch how far they keep on travelling before getting to the line. Taylor trying to weave his magic. A bad pass. That cost them last week against Norwich. This time, as O'Connor tried to keep it on the foot, it bounces well for the Magpies. 6 more tackles now. Win. 40 metres out from the Manly line. Getting close to half-time. Britt's taken by 3 defenders. It takes some time to get off him. Jackson looking for Blair. Good support play amongst the forwards.
And Manly playing without a fullback at the moment. Bridges up in the line.
Switch of play to Farah down a blind side. Taken well by O'Donnell. Ridge rushes back now as it's on the last tackle, and there's a big bomb coming his way. Out near the posts. Well taken. A fine piece of play right on the siren. Well diffused by Ridge, who had the post in his way. Forwards charging down on him. Plenty of courage. Good solid play. But it's an impressive West who went into the breeze. They will be confident here at the break. They lead by 2. 8-6 front here. 8-6 over Manly on the MMI Big Game. Good effort in the first 40. 108 tackles from Manly. Bourne was 16, Jones 13, West's 105, Blair with 19, Flanagan 15. He checks with Farah, trying to look for O'Connor. Finds him too. And Jones sends it down. The win. 11 hit-ups from Darren Britt amongst the forwards in the first half. Hosking, especially in the first 20 minutes, he was heavily involved. He came up with 9. Now Blair adds 1 to his tally. Some important events happened in that first 40 as we see Western Suburbs cough it up. And none more so important about a scrum just before the break that concerned O'Connor and Annesley, who had a chat. Bill, we were wondering about what went on there. It is quite important.
Graeme, it was a sensation at half-time. What that was, in fact, was an on-field protest by Michael O'Connor. It was against Andrew Farah's offside play, in his opinion. It was sent on by Graham Lowe. Now, Graham Annesley, the referee, dismissed it totally. He said that they couldn't protest on that. It wasn't a ruling on a law or a rule of the game. It was a matter of opinion, whether it was 5 metres or not.
It might be termed just a little bit of a pressure for Annesley to handle, though, in the second 40.
Well, it's something that he's going to have to consider. Now, while I've got you, let's quickly get rid of some of the formalities. Manly coach, of course, Graham Lowe, he was concerned about they needed a bit more width in their play. Warren Ryan, well, he was worried about field position, but he wants them just to keep building the ball up. So not many changes in the half-time talks.
Manly come up with what Lowe wanted, though. Some width. They get out wide to Ronson. Stokes outside. He's upended, though. Now White. He hits it up on the last. He realised at the death that he had to keep it alive. Ridge to the in goal. It might be too strong. West, though, will have to play at it. So good, quick thinking. Firstly from White to unload, then from Ridge to keep it weighted in the in goal.
Yeah, good tactics here. He's placed the ball in goal, Matthew Ridge. Great kick, perfectly weighted, which meant that the ball had to be forced by Jamie Ainscough. Manly received possession from the dropout, and they'll continue to mount pressure on Western Suburbs.
And right from half-time, it's got this Brookvale crowd alive. Chanting out now for the Sea Eagles. Great line drop out from Farah. What a kick. Manly make a meal of it. Was it Farah or Taylor with the restart? It is Taylor. I do him an injustice the first time. Great line drop out. Look at the length on this. Over the 50 metres on the fly. Manly not deep enough.
And what do I say about Manly continuing to assault the Western Suburbs line? Things like that out of the blue.
Big play for the Magpies. Liddon to Farah. It might be a real match-winning play, that kick, but they lose it, and Cunningham gets it.
It's nice when you can tidy up your own mistakes.
Yeah, that's a big performance from him to do that. Jones. He was sweating on Farah when the ball came back with a chance to him. Right there, the tackle. Farah nearly could have been penalised for tackling before he had the ball. Now Turvey. Turvey. Tremendous short ball to Bourne. Bourne looking for a runner. It's forward. O'Connor being chased. Now that's a try.
No, double movement.
Now O'Connor kept the ball alive, I thought. Was he finished off right here and now? Now the ball was unbelievably forward.
Well forward.
Now it should have been called way back, but here is this another mistake.
No, definitely two motions. Definitely two motions in my opinion.
How did you see it, Bill?
Well, I thought that O'Connor didn't err, but Graham Annesley did in the first case, and justice was ultimately done. But if the pass hadn't have been forward, I'd have ruled it a try. I'm
with you. The ball was kept cleverly alive by O'Connor. At no stage was it touching the ground or even being stopped.
But justice was done in the end.
Oh, for sure. The ball was so far forward. 8-6. West still hang on here.
And by the way, that may have well been going through Graham Annesley's mind when he had to make the decision.
I think there might have been a second thought. So justice is done.
Equal justice.
On 10 around 8:30.
Tuesday night.
Taylor with the kick to the 22, so West keep their cool and put the pressure back on Manly. Plenty of incidents and controversy happening here at Brookvale today. An on-field protest from O'Connor that was wiped away by Annesley. Well, that's interesting because we made mention 2 or 3 times of West clearly being offside from scrums and backline play.
Yes, they have, but I think Manly aren't doing themselves any favours at all by not utilising the fact that Western Suburbs are coming up quickly in the backline and maybe chipping over the top and breaking them up that way.
Speak of the devil, Farah does get caught. Now they're not back 10. Is he going to retreat them again? Lyons to Ronson. Frustrating series of events here at Brookvale that can also help the players get frustrated to a point of doing things silly.
Yeah, this can upset a team's morale and the harmony within a side if you let it. So it's up to the captains, Andrew Farah in particular, to settle things down for Western Suburbs.
Now Ronson taken. The crowd on Annesley's back again. About the Magpie 5 metres. O'Connor running into one of his own players. Right in midfield near halfway, Manly. Another penalty. Maybe those words have been well spent.
I'm sure Graham Lowe's had to think about the first half at half-time, and he's come out in the second half, and he's not going to be dictated by the Western Suburbs backs. He's going to make them play to the rules, and he's using the whistle to enforce that.
1 from 1 for Ridge. A great study in the art of goal kicking from this man. From about 35 metres out. Just to the side of one of the uprights. He has to contend with a bit of a breeze. But this goal to lock things up here at Brookvale in the MMI Big Game. Ridge. Hooking too much. Taken by West, they come up with possession. One of the rarities in the Winfield Cup, especially over the last month of football, a missed goal from Ridge. It remains 8-6 to West. The Magpies bring it away through Jackson. Still again with Jackson. In recent seasons, one of the battlers of the Winfield Cup. Tremendous season so far for West. Now they want to get back online. They know they can't afford to go back to the pack. Going into this round 18 of the Winfield Cup, there were still 9 teams vying for 5 positions.
They've got a pretty tough draw. They've got to play Saints, Canberra and Brisbane in the last few rounds, so they really need a win here today to give them some security.
Ridge. Swinging arm from Simons. Stokes. First tackle wide to Lyons. Dummying one way. But then going nowhere. That was the swinging arm from Simons. Looked worse than it was. Now White. There has been a marked difference in the forwards from both sides. Manly tending to run one out in the forwards. West, plenty of support play. Last tackle. Ridge. Low. Away from Devine. He gets a bad bounce. He leaves it alone. Really have to come in and put it to Western Suburbs to try and force some errors. A little bit bunched at the moment, the Magpies. They're all in there looking for the ball. Still very bunched.
There's no need for them to spread out terribly much. They're not going to throw the ball around in this area. It's a safety-first situation, and they work for a good kick, and that's not a good kick.
There's the mistake. And here comes the pressure. Way off the side of the boot of Taylor. It was a great line dropout from him that saved one situation. Now their defence will have to save this one. Lyons around his feet. Turvey. He couldn't get it to O'Connor. Cunningham. Glenn Bourne. Running behind him was O'Donnell. A little bit of lack of communication around the rucks there. Not really seeming who wanted to take that first ball. Now Lyons does here. To the outside, O'Connor kicks ahead. Here comes Ronson. Casado gets there. Good play from Casado.
And I'm surprised it's taken that long to use the short kick through. As I said, the Western Suburbs backline defence has been coming up quickly all day. I'd expected kicks such as this a little earlier on, but seeing that this one nearly resulted in success, don't be surprised if we see a lot more of those in this second half.
I'm sure it won't be the last as they try and mix it up, varying their kicks. Now Taylor. Right down the middle. Ridge has to cover a little bit of territory to get across to it. Out towards Stokes' wing.
There you go. There you go.
Couldn't find the first run-up, Stokes, so he had to go ahead. Bourne had overrun the advantage line. Hosking. Wide to Lyons. Turvey. O'Connor. Taken easily by Farah. Got to hand it to this Western Suburbs defence. Jones, it has met Manly where their strength is and forced them back a number of times.
Yeah, full marks to not only to their defence, which has been great, but to their discipline. They've moved up consistently and often throughout this match, and they have done it without exception. They have not held back on one tackle in this match.
O'Connor happy to go to the sideline. Positionally, West have had to handle some real heat. What's the story with Sean Devine, Bill?
Strained ankle ligaments. They doubt if he'll be back on the field. They're working pretty severely on him down here on the sideline with the ice treatment and other sorts of medical things, Graeme, but they don't think he'll be coming back today.
10 metres out from their own line. Casado playing it. Liddon. 8-6. West with their nose, or should we say beaks, in front as the Magpies line up against the Sea Eagles. Britt, another mistake. Manly knock on as well, but they will have the scrum feed. Lyons to Turvey. It has been Manly coming up with all the ball. Western Suburbs coming up with the good defence. Turvey. O'Connor. O'Connor taken by 3 defenders.
They're getting more width now, Manly, but what they've got to do is get some second phase in their play. When they've got the forwards building them up like this, they've got to look for offloads. That's going to put even more pressure on the West defence. They're just dying with it at the moment.
Yes, they're just setting up for backline play, but it is very predictable at the moment. Forwards have got to come up with a couple of options like this, maybe, and support players either side.
Western Suburbs tying the ball up, and it's very difficult for Manly to offload anyway.
What a penalty this is. What a remarkable penalty. Right near the post. Farah comes over to have something to say. And this goal, an opportunity for Ridge to lock it up. Ridge, he has kicked brilliantly this year for Manly. One of the most important of the season to tie things up. From there, he is more than deadly. At Brookvale Oval, the MMI Big Game is 8-all. But maybe now they mightn't have to think about it. Again, it's offside play, but nobody's headed for the bin. 4 times he's got them. Farah will come over this time. And he is telling a fairly long story to Farah.
I'm sure he's saying to Graham Andersley there, Andrew Farah, I'm sure he's saying, if you want to police the 5 metres, will you stand back the 5 metres? That time, Graham Andersley pinged Western Suburbs for inside the 5 metres, but he was standing at the ruck. It's a pretty tough call.
Matthew Ridge, 32 metres out. 10 to the side of the posts. Looking down the barrel here for a goal that could kick them clear. It might be a winning goal. Just wide. Shaves the post by inches. The battle continues. 8-8 Manly and West. O'Connor. To Lyons. He handballs it. Not good play. Presney with a ball that might sit up. He gets away. He trips. He had an open line in front of him, and he had support.
Well, Lyons did something, but for the wrong team.
Major mistake as we go down to the last 5.
I hope Jason Taylor's got that boot nice and clean, because here it comes.
There it is, as cool as you please. Let's not wait till the last. Time is running out. We want the top 3. Let's grab the 1.
Yeah, Jason Taylor took his time. Not much pressure from the Manly players either. Straight over the black dot. And that puts Western Suburbs in front.
9-8 the Magpies over Manly. 5 field goals for Taylor. Manly with the restart. Push the panic button. The emergency stakes now for Manly. West backs to the walls under pressure. Great defence from both sides. Gripping struggle. And they have it by 1 at the moment. Towards halfway. Good play now too from West. To get away from their 22, Taylor. He did it with the field goal. Now he drills another one to the sideline. Big couple of minutes for the Magpies. The field for Manly.
Brent Dury goes on.
Dury in 24. Manly to come from their own line. Tuvey to Lyons. Handling mistakes from Lyons and O'Connor led to the field goal. Principally Lyons. Now O'Connor, the captain, trying to get them started. Ball is lost. O'Connor says it wasn't lost by me. This is the area where people are saying referees should be looking to touch judges for assistance. Looked to be a hand in there from Flanagan.
Yeah, that's a costly error, that one.
The ball was stolen, and it should have been clear to the far side touch judge. I must admit, it is driving everybody crazy.
The West don't have to do anything here. Just hit it towards the post, take 1 point again, and that'll put them 2 in front. Get the ball from the kick-off and keep doing that, driving it downfield. Simple stuff from the Magpies.
They might be happy just to stay here anyway, Bill.
Well, they might do that. Now they've got their nose in front, they might decide just to keep popping the ball in goal and getting the line drop out.
About 2.5 to go. Jackson.
Penalty Manly.
Manly will have another chance. Jackson not giving it up too quickly. Ridge to the sideline. And a fast restart. The clock against the Sea Eagles. As we have told you all afternoon long, in this match, this could decide the top 3.
And who said that coaches don't earn their money?
9-8 West over Manly. Ronson playing it. Jones. Warren Ryan has gone to the sideline. Cunningham. Manly have a long way to go. The West defence has been outstanding. Hosking. A quick play of the ball. 2 to go. O'Connor the kick and chase. It bounces up for Western Suburbs. Stephen Burns out there in 17.
Western Suburbs now will take no risks, I'm sure. They'll just hit the ball up very safely off the ruck and you've got to look at the scenario now of Manly losing this game, and they've got a pretty tough series of matches coming up. They've got to play North Sydney, St George and Canberra, who are all in the running for the semi-finals, so that'll all be pretty tough matches.
And they will take the Bears on next week at North Sydney Oval, where they remain undefeated this season. 9-8, the Magpies just in a thriller at Brookie. Taylor, little kick ahead, Reg takes it and sends it wide to O'Connor. He gets it back off Hancock. Away from Liddon. West coming from everywhere to try and stop it. Cunningham up the middle. About 60 seconds only. Hosking. Can they come up with the play? It would have to be something outstanding from here. Jones, that's not good enough amongst the forwards.
Superb defensive outfit, this Western Suburbs side. They've pushed themselves up in defence such as this right throughout this match. They've given Manly no room to move out wide, and they've thwarted Manly's attack out there.
Great defence from both sides, really. Bourne. West swarm in. Now they come up with the ball. That'll be it. The Magpies, who haven't come up with a win at Brookvale since '86 and only one win here in the last decade, will turn it all around. The record books, that's what they're there for, to be broken, to be rewritten. Now, Wynn was slow to play the ball. He will have to hand it over to get some assistance from the trainer. Flanagan will play it.
Speed of play the ball here is determined by whether you're in front or behind.
And with 15 seconds to go, we will see some of the slowest of the season. Flanagan. 11 metres away from the Manly line. Taylor. To Rawlings. The Magpies, coached by Warren Ryan, climb back to the top three. Their supporters have travelled from out west to see a magnificent defensive display. It was the crowd not happy here with Annesley, but they got a good run of penalties in the second half, Manly. Jones got a sea eagle, trying 2 goals to Ridge. Simons for West, the try scorer, 2 goals to Taylor, and the most important field goal of 1991 so far. The Magpies 9-8. They certainly do celebrate, the Magpie fans. Only the 1 point, the difference, a tough one in a decision for our MMI man of the match.
Yeah, it was a game we needed to win today. After last week's effort, if we didn't win today, it could have put us in 5th or 6th spot, but now we're in 3rd spot and enjoying it.
And plenty of guys to come back from injuries.
Yeah, there's a few of the boys going to come back in the next couple of weeks. Out there today, you know, this award could have went to 1 of 13 players. If it wasn't for a few of the boys out there, I think I would have ended up falling on my backside, but yeah, we got through it.
Well, you earned the award, $1,000, courtesy of MMI, the quality standard in insurance.
Yeah, I'd like to put in a thanks to the coach Warren Ryan, because his hard effort, he's put a lot of hard work into us, and it's starting to come. We're getting the goods now. So I'd like to thank MMI and Channel 10.